I'm Naturalist Marty, and I'm creekside looking for a sugar maple, Acer saccharum. This is the perfect habitat, a floodplain, to find this major species of cultural importance and historical impact. And I say that because it provided humans with maple sugar, maple syrup, sweetener, before we had access to honeybees and cane sugar on this landmass, North America. So I'm looking for a big tree. It can grow upwards of 80 feet. Its crown can be 40 feet wide. It's a hardwood. Has many uses for lumber, from flooring to parts for musical instruments. Let's go figure out how to ID it and find one, and to make sure that we're not looking at a Norway maple while we're doing it. Here we go. From a distance, the color pulled me in. Sugar maples are one of those few tree species that can have green, yellow, orange, red, sometimes even purple in fall, and all on one individual tree. Let's look at some ID characteristics. So you're looking for a tree with an opposite growth pattern, so the branching is going to be opposite of each other. Same with the twigs, same with the leaves. This excludes trees like oaks and beeches that have an alternate growth pattern, but it doesn't necessarily narrow it down to only maples. It narrows it down to maples and ashes and dogwoods and buckeyes. The acronym is MADBuck. To exclude the ash family and the buckeye group, you need to make sure your tree has a simple leaf, because buckeyes have a palmately compound leaf and ashes have a pinnately compound leaf. To exclude the dogwoods, you need to make sure that your simple leaf has lobes with these deep sinuses, and in the case of a sugar maple, it has a long petiole, that's the leaf stem, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lobes, and again, deep sinuses and deeply incised or toothed lobes. The margins are not serrated, the lobe itself is toothed. The bark gets messier with age. It's gray to brown, usually has these vertical flaps, and hints of orange just hidden beneath the outer layer of bark, most noticeable at a distance. Sugar maples grow native in southern Canada, northeastern United States, and the Midwest. This really is a special tree though, because when found in its upper latitudes, those cooler climates, right at the end of winter and at the beginning of spring, can create such a positive pressure on the inside of this tree that it can squeeze out some sap during that sap season, and when collected, the water in the sap can be cooked off such that the sap turns into a concentration of 66.6% sugar, and that makes you the purest of syrups, maple syrup. Good luck IDing your sugar maples. Quick note about a non-native but common look-alike Norway maple, Acer platanoides. If you take a peek at this leaf, you can see a 6th and a 7th lobe up by my fingers. Remember, sugar maple should only have 5. Also, the Norway maple leaf can have tar spot on it. The underside of the Norway maple leaf is going to be waxy, shiny, almost squeaky clean. And lastly, it's going to have these vertical striations on the bark. Just something to look out for if you're tapping for maple sugaring. You don't want to get the wrong species. You want to stick with the sweetness of sugar maple so you can get that mapley flavor.